Japan and the Netherlands agreed in principle on December 13th to join the U.S. in tightening controls on the export of advanced chip-making machinery to China. The Allies will follow the U.S. measures enacted in October to restrict the sale of advanced semiconductor manufacturing equipment. According to the Biden administration, the measures are intended to prevent Beijing's military from obtaining advanced semiconductors. Who will triumph in the semiconductors war? Let us see how the journey begins.
But first, semiconductors. From cars to cutting-edge weapons, these chips are everywhere. They're also at the center of an escalating dispute between China and the U.S. Officials in Beijing have filed a complaint at the World Trade Organization over export controls imposed by Washington.
President Biden's decision to deny China access to advanced semiconductors in early October. China's government has been working for years to catch up with the United States in advanced technologies, and Beijing established an ambitious Made in China 2025 program in 2015 to refocus its industries to compete in automation, microchips, and self-driving cars. So that's how it started. China's rise of techno-nationalism has been fueled by competition and conflict with the United States. It happened during Donald Trump's presidency. President Donald Trump's sanctions against Chinese tech companies like Huawei fueled the country's first wave of techno-nationalism. Nothing has changed now that the United States has a new president to replace Trump. President Biden's export controls, as well as the addition of other Chinese companies to a list of sanctioned entities, have re-energized China's determination to close the technological gap with America. In 2021, China imported more than $400 billion in chips. Sales to China account for 30% of American semiconductor companies' revenue. China will now have to rely on domestic chip manufacturers, who are expected to meet roughly 70% of its market demand by 2025. To meet the challenge, China is employing its most extreme form of techno-nationalism, in which all national resources are mobilized to achieve a strategic goal. Even the central bank has made low-interest loans worth nearly $30 billion available to high-tech firms. Hundreds of national labs that conduct cutting-edge research are being established to boost basic research. More will undoubtedly follow in the midst of a technological war. Shanghai has unveiled a slew of new policies and funds to assist semiconductor firms as part of a larger effort to reduce the country's reliance on foreign technology. Authorities are rewarding chip design firms that have created their own copyrighted products. So, if a chip design enterprise's annual revenue exceeds $20 million, $2.78 million, $100 million, or 500 million yuan, the government will provide a subsidy of 300,000, 1 million, or 5 million yuan, respectively. Shenzhen, China's tech hub and well-known electronics and software center, is attempting to expand its role in the chip value chain. The government promised to contribute up to 10 million yuan, $1.43 million per year to help local chip design firms purchase items to advance their research. As part of a new plan announced earlier this month, it is also offering cash incentives of up to 30 million yuan, $4.29 million to attract top chip companies to set up shop in the city. President Xi Jinping also stated at a key meeting in September that China must accelerate the development of critical national security technology and implement a top-down new whole-country system to achieve breakthroughs. According to a report published in early December 2022, the Chinese government is working on a more than 1 trillion yuan, $144 billion support package for its semiconductor industry. Beijing intends to implement one of its largest fiscal incentive packages in 5 years, primarily through subsidies and tax credits to boost domestic semiconductor production and research. According to Al Jazeera, the plan could be implemented as early as the first quarter of 2023. In August, U.S. President Joe Biden signed a landmark bill providing $52.7 billion in grants for U.S. semiconductor production and research, as well as $24 billion in tax credits for chip plants. According to the Semiconductor Industry Association, these investments will help to reestablish the United States' leadership in chip technology while also strengthening the American economy, national security, and supply chains. President Xi Jinping's call for China to win the battle in core technologies in October could herald a shift in Beijing's approach to advancing its tech industry, with more state-led spending and intervention to counter U.S. pressures. Xi's full work report focused heavily on achieving technological self-sufficiency. The term technology was mentioned 40 times, up from 17 times in the 2017 Congress report. It may take China years to catch up to the U.S. semiconductor industry. However, China has historically led in 5G technology among its competitors. In 2022, China will unveil the world's fastest train maglev, capable of reaching top speeds of 600 kilometers per hour. And it is now constructing its own space station. Aside from the U.S.-China tech war, experts believe the semiconductor industry is entering a period of rapid growth. According to Deloitte Research, the global industry will grow 10% in 2022 to more than $600 billion for the first time ever. Chips will become even more important in all industries as semiconductor content increases in everything from cars to appliances to factories, in addition to the usual suspects: computers, data centers, and phones.